This is exercise 3-2. So from chapter 3, exercise 2 of Beam, Laken, and Barnett. And my scanner is not working right now, so I've written out the facts of the case here, at least the ones that I see as relevant. You can go to your textbook and read the actual preamble. But what I've done is pulled out the relevant facts here. And so the question to be answered is an employee of Davies Limited for the 2 years. So you can see in the facts that they want her. They're hiring her. She's an architect. They want her to lead this special project that they expect to take 2 years, and that's it. And you can see the different terms of the contract. So as we've discussed in the previous video and in your reading, you've seen that this comes down to a complete argument of the facts. And so what we have to do is, in an objective way, so try to keep any kind of bias out of it, assess based on the different tests that are used administratively, what do we think? Is she employed or self-employed? So I've laid them out here, and let's just go through them one at a time. So under the control test, you'll recall that the control is essentially who tells Anne what to do and who tells Anne how to do it. And in this case, it seems like they're telling her what to do pretty clearly, and so that would lead us to think, well, maybe that she's an employee. But it seems like she's going to be able to do things how she wants, kind of come and go as she pleases, as long as she kind of meets her targets. So she's not really going to be as controlled, one would think, as an employee. So for me, that's a tick in the self-employed column. Second test, ownership of tools. Now, and you can absolutely disagree with that, as that's why it's called an argument or a debate based on the facts. Ownership of tools. Who owns the tools? Well, the case isn't, or the question isn't very clear. What it tells us is that they're going to give us an office. And, I don't know a whole lot about architecture, but I know that they do have some tools, some special computer programs, probably need a fairly powerful computer. And so it matters who owns that computer that she's going to use, who owns the different pens and special instruments that she needs. If she's going to use hers or she's going to use theirs, that will matter. So I think what I would do in this one is to say I don't know. I would need some more facts. My guess is that since she's an independent contractor, she probably has a lot of these and prefers to use her own. And so I would probably slightly heavier weight my tick in the self-employed column, but I think this could go either way. Risk and reward. So this is the chance of profit and the risk of loss. It's a little bit tricky in a case like this because I don't see much compelling in what we've been told here. And so on this test, I don't think there's anything to lead me to put a tick in either column. The integration test is basically asking how dependent is she economically on them. And so we are given this one fact that over these 2 years she expects, okay, so she doesn't know, but she expects that this income will represent about 70% of her revenue. So it's not 100%, but it's more than 50. It's more than 60. And so we don't really know if she's dependent, if that constitutes dependence or not. And so again, I think this could go either way. In my mind, 70% is fairly significant. It's hard for most people to maintain their lifestyle on 30% of their income, and so I think that one goes that way. But you're free to disagree. And then the specific result test is a bit of a slam dunk in this case because it's a specific project that they've hired her for. The terms are very clear. You're here with us for 2 years, and so it's a specific project and or a specific result. She definitely passes that test. So conclusion is we always caveat it. We need to know more, but based on what we know, I think she would have a very strong case for arguing that she's self-employed for these 2 years. All right?